Hey, what's up? This is Dan from Between the Bear to Me, and you're watching PitCam.tv.
Hi, I'm Alesana from PitCam, sitting here with Dan from Between the Bear to Me.
Hello.
Alright, so how are you doing today?
I'm great. It's nice, beautiful fall weather today, and I'm into that. It's been a little hot lately. We're excited to be in Germany.
How's your time been since you've been in Berlin now?
It's been great. I guess it's been a solid year and a half probably since we've been here, and the first time that we've gotten a headline here. So we're really psyched.
And you guys have a new EP album out, or the first part of it?
Yeah.
Why did you guys decide to do two parts?
Well, we decided to do an EP first and foremost before we had any sort of concept laid out. And the idea behind that was that it was our first record with a new label. And we just wanted to try something different, and we've done before that probably 4 or 5 full-length albums, all 2 years, 3 years after each other, and this kind of helped break up the monotony of that cycle, and getting into the mindset for just focusing on basically like half of a record. It ended up being 30 minutes, which is a pretty long EP, instead of a full 60-minute whatever album.
Yeah.
That was a lot easier, I think, on our heads, because we had a really long touring year, and now I feel like it's allowed us to be able to refresh, and when the end of the year comes around and we actually start writing another record, I think we're going to be really refreshed, really recharged creatively, and yeah, and then the concept kind of tied in just because we had come up with this story and decided that it was something that we could really expand over an album and a half, kind of,
Yeah.
and the EP worked as a good lead-in for that kind of crazy sci-fi story.
And is the second half already finished, or are you guys still working on it?
No, it hasn't even started, hasn't begun.
Because I was going to ask when the release date is going to be, but
2012, I don't know, sometime, fall probably.
Okay. And while doing this new EP, you guys changed label records. Why was that?
Well, it was just, it was time. I mean, our contract was up with Victory Records, and we were actively pursued by Brian Slagle on Metal Blade. He was kind of a fan for a while. We'd see him at shows and stuff and talk music, and it seemed like a very natural step for our band, and it was a very easy transition. He's just a very, very passionate guy about music and about very outwardly progressive, experimental, expressive music like we write, so very natural and very easy.
So you guys are happy with the decision?
Yeah, definitely, very. They've been great so far. I mean, we haven't had to have a lot of back and forth. Very easy. It was like, all right, we wrote a record, and we're gonna go to the studio, and they paid for it, and then they put it out, and it all just happened very easily, very fast. So
I read some of the reviews, and most of them were positive. Like they're bringing out a fresh EP, and some of them said it sounds all the same. How do you think this album or EP has changed from all the other ones in the past?
I think it's it's a little different. It's kind of the one time I think with doing just a shorter album, we kind of just captured this burst of whatever we were writing, like 2 months, and we didn't come in with a lot of stuff prepared because we had been on tour pretty much for a year straight. And so by the time it came to writing, it was just like, it just happened right then and there. And that's the first time we've really kind of done something like that. So that was different and kind of interesting. And I think it captured kind of like a darker sound for us, kind of, but we still did a lot of experimentation. I think the first track, Specular Reflection, is kind of that next evolution, of Between the Bear and Me from The Great Misdirect. That really showcases that really well. And then the other 2 tracks, kind of, fall in line with everything that we've kind of done before.
Do you think you guys have changed as a band over the years and your music style?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that's pretty easy to tell from album to album that our main central theme is just progression. You know, moving our sound forward and also getting better as musicians and songwriters, and you know, that's kind of our main theme and kind of what we're always trying to do, naturally, as well as, you know, I don't know, whatever.
So some of you have side projects. How do you juggle with, you know, being at home, trying to spend time with your family and friends, and then also doing this other side project, maybe trying to tour with them? And
yeah, well, for me personally, I have another band called Orbs, and I started another group this summer called Trioscapes. It's like a wild fusion group, and basically they just stem out of meeting other people who have like this great musical energy and great creative energy, who show you something and you're like, oh wow, well I would do this with that and blah blah blah, and all of a sudden before you know it you've written a bunch of music in a really short amount of time, and it's like, wow, I guess this is something new. And I think, you know, within some of us we have that where we go home and we don't really shut off. You know, we can take a couple days off, and then after that it's like, I need to grab my guitar, the keyboard, or something. I need to, you know, that need to create comes out, and so I think it's great to have different outlets for that, you know. And really, every time I do something different, I can bring whatever I've learned from that project back to the table when it comes time to write Between the Buried and Me music. That's why this summer we had 3 months off, and I started this fusion group, and it's just really wild music, some of the craziest stuff I've been a part of, and it really like opened my mind up again and got me really ready to work on new Between the Buried and Me stuff and kind of take it to the next level. So, and as far as juggling all of it, you know, it's just, that stuff kind of just falls in whenever there's time, you know. I mean, this is the main priority. It takes up a lot of our year, but there is downtime, and it is possible to make it happen. So
our last question, what are the future plans for Between the Buried and Me? Are you guys planning anything secret or?
Nothing too secret. We go home after this. I think October 1st we get home, and then we go to Alaska for 2 shows.
Oh, wow.
In the middle of the month, and then later in the month we take this tour to the States with us and Animals as leaders, and we'll be out until like mid-December, and then it's probably in January we'll start thinking about new music, sending some stuff back and forth and writing, and get that whole thing going again, you know.
Yeah.
Never-ending cycle.
Well, thank you for the interview. Would you like to do any shout-outs or say anything to the fans?
No, we're just excited to be here and glad to, you know, have such a good showing so far. We really appreciate it.